mayonnaise over Chipotle is the biggest word I know.
Oh boy, don't know what happened there at the end of that, but welcome on into the stream, everybody. Matt, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, don't know what that's just a video. Like that's supposed to be uploaded. I don't know if that cut out for everybody else or that was just me, but hey, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on everybody to week 3 of NFL in-game live here. We're going to be following along the entire slate here as we get ready to come out of the second half and head towards the witching hour for the early slate of games here. We timed it perfectly today, Matt. We have every single game coming out of halftime right now. We're going to be looking at the live numbers, see if there's any live bets that we want to make, but most importantly,
crazy.
This is going to be red zone with the betting spin, the game that's the Green Bay Packers. If they manage to make this one get out of hand, well, you know what? We're still paying attention to that total. We're still paying attention to things on here. But I'm Thomas Viola, and joining me here for a little while the Eagles are still in halftime before he resumes hating himself as the game looks right now, Matt Modi. Matt, what's up, man? Thank you so much for being the first guest on these streams.
Yeah, thanks for having me. The good news is not only are the Eagles terrible, but all my bets are also going to lose. So it's a double whammy. It's like getting kicked in each separate testicle is how things are going.
Oof, they're just being used as speed bags right now. There is nothing worse like having a bad betting day and you're like, well, my team's on and they're just stinking it up. But that game is nuts in the worst way right now. And just to give you a little bit of sympathy here, I woke up this morning, played a couple first halves, first quarter markets, things like that. Every single one of them. I went like 0 for 5. Absolutely brutal scenes out here. However, some of the props are working out for us this week, especially so far. The Bears, if you were listening on Friday to our show with Derek Carty, the Blitz, we were talking about Caleb Williams passing overs. And he threw a Hail Mary that didn't make it to the end zone, but did get almost all the way there right before half. So he's going to hit his passing over.
Wow.
If you had the Caleb passing over with Bears under points parlay, congratulations to you.
Yeah, those negative correlation plays, like that's the future. Those are the best. I still don't have the stones. I haven't quite gotten the right way to play them. But yeah, those are, like I said, those are the future, the negative correlation parlays.
Mm-hmm. Like that's something Plus EV talked about at Bet Bash, and that really gave a fantastic seminar on that. If you were there, really loved hearing him talk about all about like trying to price in what the correlation should be versus what it actually is, because that's where you can start to find some of these really good options. Jansen Webb in the chat, let's go get it for another week. Great to see you there, Jansen. And Edwin Pang says, amazing with your prediction that off-passing offense would be a lot more than market this week. Williams already hit his over in the first half. Yeah, passing is definitely up this week, which is very, very good for my props because, I was on the Derek Carty train, and the Blitz was absolutely projecting that the market had overcorrected on passing yards after 2 dismal weeks here.
Yeah, it's the classic overcorrection. Like 2 weeks in a row, it feels like that's just what life is going to be like because that's all we have to go off of is these 2 weeks. And it's like, oh, maybe this is one of those years. But yeah, I mean, it's just unlikely that offenses weren't going to be able to figure out cover 2. You know what I mean? It's not the first time they've seen cover 2 and that team's trying to take away the deep ball and welcoming the run. So yeah, I'm not surprised that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah. Like you knew teams were going to adjust. And the other thing is most teams don't play in the preseason anymore. Like there's also a lot more. There's a lot more shaking off the rust through a couple weeks here, and it turns out that maybe banning the cover 2 high safety discourse was a little bit too early this week, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious your thoughts. Someone, I don't know if you know who Ahan is, kind of like a freelancer like myself, doesn't have a real full-time job, but he was on my stream last week and said that he's noticed that the books, like Vegas is the sharpest when it comes to like attempts props. So rushing attempts, passing attempts, all that stuff. The efficiency of those attempts, it's just too hard for them because there's so many factors that go into that. So if you like, basically what his system is like, use the Vegas attempts as like what your projection is going to be. And then he kind of comes up with his own formula for the yards. So I'm just curious from your perspective, because I honestly have not noticed that myself, but I can't say that I've tracked it very closely. So I'm curious if that's something that's, if that's something that you've noticed, that the attempts props are sharper than the yards and receptions or whatever.
I haven't personally noticed that, but that's definitely something that I suppose, like, anecdotally looking back on the attempts props that I have made, they've come. I've been sweating those a lot more at the very least. I think that's something well worth asking Derek Carty about on our stream this Friday. I'll be sure to bring that up. One thing that I have noticed though, because like I've got a couple PPH accounts, and one of them that they're using Prop Builder, so they're using the Bet Online prop numbers that we have on screen here.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I'm doing great. I'm raking in cash. Like the accounts are going up. I'm starting to get worried about getting limited at some place. And let me tell you, my bookie cannot take enough of my action. He's like, yeah, sure. You want to give me prop action? Absolutely. Because I am just bleeding to these Bet Online numbers. And I feel like they have been way sharper than anybody else. Like, I'm having great success everywhere else. And the instant I bet a number at Bet Online, it's just brutal.
Yeah, there's some, I mean, I always kind of view Bet Online as one of the sharper books. So as opposed to putting action on them, using them as a way to set the lines. But yeah, I feel like the attempts thing makes sense. Cause like if our logic is that like the sharpest thing that the books, or I guess what the books are sharpest at is predicting spreads. You know what I mean? Like the main lines, because those are just so hammered down and so fine tuned. If that's the case, then more often than not, Vegas gets the game script correct. And a lot of the attempt stuff a lot of it is just based on game script. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is something that, like I said, makes sense to me. I want to do a little bit deeper digging. I'm just curious because I know like you guys like at Unabated, I'm sure have all that stuff that you can track, moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm going to pay more attention to as well. And I'll see what we can dig up as far as results from that, what engineering might have, because that is a very good question. Something that's definitely well worth keeping a bigger eye on.
Yeah, like I said, I've never noticed that myself. I don't really play that market a ton. I like to play alt lines and stuff, and there's like no alt rushing attempt or anything. So like I kind of ignore those markets. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Malik Willis has also shattered his passing overs. If you were still on the Malik hive like we were this week, feeling very
nice catch, and he's smashed his rushing too, right?
I think so. He is balling out. The Packers are balling out here.
Yeah, that's a game that I just pegged completely incorrecely. I didn't take anything on the main line, but I had Tony Pollard touchdown and alt line rushing yards, and just like a complete whiff. Last I checked, he hadn't done anything.
Yeah, I have his under on rushing yards, and so I'm feeling okay about that one.
Yeah, that's got to feel good. I mean, they just can't get anything going.
Dude, the Titans might be bad.
4 carries, 7 yards.
Woo.
That's a stat line. I think Will Levis is bad.
I could see that, but like, who do they have? Like, I mean, he makes the dumbest mistakes that I've ever seen.
He's Carson Wentz reincarnate. Like that's literally what he is.
But Carson Wentz had an almost MVP year.
Yeah, he had one good year, and then he kind of devolved. Like, I guess I should say, Will Levis is late career Carson Wentz. He's Commanders Carson Wentz, Colts Carson Wentz, not 2017.
Jansen Webb says Watson, and I assume he does not mean Deshaun. I assume he means what's his name? Benjamin Watson? Is that his name?
I actually can't see the comments.
Gotcha. Watson. Who's the Packers?
Real tight end has been Benjamin Watson. Yeah.
No. Is that who I'm looking at? Maybe Jansen will tell me. But cashed his yards prop on the first one. I'm a Louisville fan, and so Levis going to Kentucky. I'm happy he's trash. Christian Watson. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, because if it's a current player, Watson had a long catch and run. I did see that.
He cashed those overs. I think Will Levis is Kmart Josh Allen. He's got all the bad decision making Josh Allen can do, but none of the good plays.
Yeah, and Josh Allen, like, he's like a 10 out of 10 arm talent. Will Levis has good arm talent, but not Josh Allen. Like, Josh Allen doesn't need to see things happen early because he can just rifle it in there. But Will Levis can't see things early and then also can't rifle it in there.
Yeah, and he is very much he's very much the poor man's Josh Allen there. Yeah. But that team is bad, but let me tell you, I'm still riding high on the fact. Shout out Sam Darnold, man. I've been a Sam Darnold truther forever. it feels good. Like I'm gonna hate watching him win the Super Bowl, but I'm also gonna absolutely be rooting for him when he does.
Yeah, I mean, you got to once you just get out of New York and get
Yep.
out of Carolina, and then
Mhm.
like look at him in Baker. I mean, I know that what's his face? The Bucks haven't been great today, but look at what they've done.
Yeah.
Getting out of Carolina.
Yeah. Get
Bryce
out of
Young
the like
next.
factories of sadness and then getting out of Carolina. That's where careers are going to die right now. And
Yeah,
boom.
the Browns too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know that Derek Carty and I on the show, one prop that we're looking at, please have Sam Darnold lead the league in passing this week, because we picked him up 20-1 at BetMGM. And I mean, the Blitz was really projecting him. The Blitz had great value on him there. Jansen says, just need Darnold to keep it up in the second half to cash that passing prop. We've got Sam Darnold overs, but oh man, I so hope that we also hit this one.
You just need the Texans to score. That's the only problem. That game's 14-0. They can't move the ball. And Kurtz got sacked. Yeah, one thing I did get right. At least I was on the. I mean, the game's not over yet, but I took the Vikings spread and the money line. I thought that game should have been, the spread should have been flipped. You know.
Yeah. I guarantee you the Vikings beat the Jets in London in a couple weeks.
Oh, like Sam Darnold revenge game.
Yeah, that's peak Jets. Like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, riding high after the Patriots just demolishing them on Thursday night. I guess that's still in a couple weeks, but yeah.
I think Sam Darnold has an MVP case early 2.5 weeks into the season. But like, would you not give it to him? If this is how the season plays out, would you not give it to him?
I mean, more worthy of winning MVP is probably Baker Mayfield, because like the Vikings defense has been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Baker put up 4 touchdowns week 1. They beat the Lions week 2. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, week 2 MVP is like, it's like after week 1 of the NBA, and like the 2017 Warriors started out 1-2, and everybody's like, oh man, it's like, are they going to be bad?
Yeah. That's right. That team did start out 1-2, didn't they?
One year they did, and one year the process Sixers started 3-0, and they beat like the Heat in one of those 3 games, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, are they going to be good?" And then they won 16 games the entire season.
Well, I remember the year that they broke the record. They started out with no Steve Kerr, and Luke Walton rattled off. Yeah, Luke Walton rattled off so many wins that it got him a job in Sacramento.
Yeah, they won like 24 straight games or something to start the year. That was Mike Brown. Or was that Luke? Because Luke Walton went to the Lakers and Mike Brown went to Sacramento.
It was Luke Walton.
Was it? And then did he go to Sacramento?
He went to the Luke Walton was in Sacramento at some point. I think it must have been after the Lakers then.
You're right. I didn't realize that both Luke Walton and Mike Brown followed the same exact career trajectory. Warriors assistant coach, take over when Kerr is on medical leave, and then go to the Kings. I didn't realize that also happened to Luke Walton. I just looked it up. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's so funny. And it turns out that, oh, wait, maybe having those players in their prime is the reason this team was good.
Yeah. Yeah. There's never like any bigger, I mean, coaching obviously matters, but then when you watch like the assistant coach lead them to 24 straight wins, you're like, well, maybe when you have Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, coaching doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. It might just be a little bit easier. I remember the peak LeBron Heat years. He was like, we don't even practice. Like, we just go out and play the games.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to. It's like, Doc Rivers is like famous for not doing anything. He's just like, I've always had really good teams. And granted, they always suck in the playoffs, but.
Dude, Doc Rivers, man. All right, let's get back to looking at some of these scores here, because this is going to be a rough week. I'm glad you've been here with me, at least for the start of this show, because there's a lot of games that don't look great. And then there's a lot of games that just like, they're close, but are they good games? Like Colts Bears. You can't tell me that's a good game, but it's close.
It's 7-0. I mean, what the fourth down stop that the Colts had, some Galaxy brain stuff by Shane Waldron.
Mm-hmm. The Giants, meanwhile, putting the hurting on the Browns early, 21-7. This would be a big one for Survivor.
Yeah, Survivors, like the Bengals last week or 2 weeks or week 1, and then the Ravens last week. If the Browns lose and there's some people still alive in Survivor, they really had to earn their weight with that.
Prayers up. I have Cincy tomorrow night.
Yeah, the Commanders are terrible. You don't have to worry. I mean, granted, I would have said the same thing about the Giants, but
honestly, like I did not want to. There was never a moment where I was playing. Like, if I was betting on this game, I was taking the Giants or nothing.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bet. I wasn't gonna put my money on Deshaun Watson. Not a chance.
He's so bad. We need Jameis. We need Jameis
Yeah.
in the league. It's what the world needs right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Deshaun Watson. I mean, yeah. Look at the total yardage. Like they got the fumble recovery off the kickoff, and then they haven't done anything since.
Yeah. Jansen Webb says that may go down as the worst game of the season. Colts Bears, that is. And Ian H says Giants are a powerhouse. I won't hear otherwise. They'll be a powerhouse once Tommy DeVito is back at quarterback.
Yeah, not. People were taking way too many Daniel Jones victory. Wow, the Packers just scored again, huh?
Jesus.
The people are taking too many Daniel Jones victory laps because you had like one good half of football. Like they're gonna win. How did they score? It was
Sam Darnold is out here dealing right now. Dude, he looks so good.
It's one thing I'm at least gonna get right. If that game, assuming that they're able to hold on to that, is Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And then I also had the Chargers. I had them winning. I took both because they were also plus money. I took them against the Steelers.
Mm-hmm. Were you worried about the Justin Herbert injury?
I locked that in on Monday when I honestly thought that he was fine because it was one of those like early things where I'm like,
I heard nothing throughout the week of like Justin Herbert is hurt, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, his leg is falling off.
Yeah, it's like heavily taped. Yeah, because I knew that he like came up limping in the game, but that happens so frequently and like never amounts to anything.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I still thought they would have won heading into today, even with the injury. Like the Steelers just screamed regression candidate because like they beat Kirk Cousins, who couldn't move. They beat Bo Nix, and they won both games. Like they both were close one-score games. Whereas the Chargers, at least, also had an easy schedule, but won those games by double digits. Like those games were not even competitive, which is what you're supposed to do when you play a bad team.
Exactly. And meanwhile, we do have scoring in that game. It's 10-10. And that's your problem with the Steelers. Like as much as they're a candidate for regression, the Mike Tomlin voodoo magic has to happen so that they can finish the season above 500.
See, but that's true, but they have to finish like 9-8 and they're already 2-0. Like they've already won. Like the way that they have to have their voodoo magic is like they start like 5-7 or like 3-7 and everybody's like, oh, this is going to be the year. And then somehow they rattle off 5 of their last 6.
Yep. And Tomlin's like, oh, I'm making the playoffs. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure it was Cooter Doodle that tweeted that out, but it might have been someone else. But 31 teams. God, we hate our offensive coordinator. The Saints. Our offensive coordinator is solving New Orleans' murder problem.
Heading into today, but they haven't done anything. They have 3 points on the board.
Yeah. Sam Darnold put up a beauty. Two Johnny Munt. And there's pass interference. That is the worst possible thing for us because like they're going to get the ball, but like we don't get the yardage.
Yeah.
And I don't get the Johnny Munt reception, which is something that we have absolutely loved on the Blitz. That is the worst possible combination for us.
There should like, I think in basketball, if you have a pass that leads to a foul, that should be like a half of assist or something. And then like same thing with pass interference. Like there's got to be credit for that somewhere. Yeah.
Like he's open for the touchdown and this dude's just holding him down so he can't jump up.
Yeah, it just gets tackled. That's not I mean, that's nobody's fault. That should count.
Jansen saying we ride and die with Johnny Munt again. Yes, we do. By the way, we made it over 1,000 subscribers on the channel finally.
There you go. Congratulations.
So shout out to everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah. A big number.
Yeah. That and goal line stand. Vikings moving backwards here on first down in that one. Meanwhile, Denver putting the hurting on Tampa.
Yeah. That I didn't bet it, but if I were to play that game, like that screamed letdown spot for the Bucs. They started 2-0. They beat the team that bounced them in the playoffs last year at home. The Broncos, like that spread was a fishy spread. It was like 6. Went down. It should have been like 9.5. I didn't bet it, but that screamed like a Broncos spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bo Nix finally putting something together. It's almost like these teams aren't necessarily like these rookie quarterbacks might actually figure things out. As I don't think that Minnesota actually caught that pass. I don't think Naylor caught that pass, but I need the receiving yards, so I'll take it.
Oh, the touch. Was that the touchdown?
Yeah, it was a touchdown.
Nice. Well, that's something I think. So the Saints are favored.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts are favored. Is every other underdog winning outright?
Let's take a look.
Or I guess it's tied. The Chargers game is tied, but
yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so Colts are favorite, winning. Cleveland. I still can't believe this was 6.5, but
6.5 is wild.
Yeah, and I know that we get to play armchair quarterback revisionist history here, but still, that's a lot.
Yeah.
The Browns aren't that good. Come on, but
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he's bad, but they're losing. Titans are losing. New Orleans
one of
is
them.
winning barely, and the Steelers are tied. And then the Vikings were home. How were the Vikings home dogs in this game? God. And
at least that one I can say I bet.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't had too much like actual spread action, which I really should because I've been reading the board pretty well.
The only, and this is like bizarro world. Last year I couldn't win a spread to save my life as the season went on, and then player props was on fire. This year it's the exact I've lost like 9 straight player props. Not actually, but it feels like that. And the spreads, like though I got one wrong Thursday night, but the spreads has been saving me. It's like bizarro land.
That is absolutely wild. The props, dude, I've been putting so much money, so much work into these props, and it's like I'm carving out a little bit here and a little bit there. I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't had a meltdown disaster day, but I also haven't had like a beautiful, everything hits kind of day yet.
Yeah, I've only had one of those options. Week 1, I couldn't lose. Week 2, I couldn't win. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's breaking even, which like I'm always cool with that. It's like you spend all this money, you didn't lose any of it. Like I'm cool with breaking even, but it's just how you get there.
I had an absolutely brutal beat in the other football yesterday. It was
college football.
No, MLS.
Oh, it's soccer. It's soccer.
Yeah, but I used to run a show called The Other Football Podcast where we talked about soccer.
Oh, I didn't know.
But absolutely brutal beat there yesterday. So Inter Miami was a 2-1 dog to New York. And I was like, okay, Messi plus money like this, that's a mistake. And so I had just a bunch of free play with this one account, and I just put it all on it because I was like, this is where you take your shots, right?
Yeah.
And so I just put it all on that, took the shot. And this 70th minute, it's still 0-0. And I peek at the in-game numbers, and Miami's up to 4-1. And I'm like, all right, we're going to double down on this. Like, I haven't thrown any actual money down on this, so I'll throw something down. And so I've now got them at 2-1 and 4-1. 2 minutes later, they score. Go up 1-0. I'm like, wow, couldn't have played this any better. Like, got in the last possible moment. And then the last kick of the game, New York equalizes, and I lose.
Oh, no.
And I was sitting there like, you're almost in your head. You're like, I can't count the money yet. It's not there yet. I can't count the money yet. But, oh, man, you start counting the money in your head on that one. That was a rough one.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. The worst beat I had, and people that follow me are sick of me talking about it, but for Monday night, I had Bijan 5+ receptions. And in the first quarter, he had a drop that just hit him like right square in the hands. And then he had a reception called back from a face mask, which I've never seen because normally the play. So I don't really understand how that happened because normally with face mask, the play stands. Like if you get a 50-yard catch and you get face mask as you get tackled, like you're going to be 15 at the end of the play. I don't get why the play.
You still get yardage.
Yeah, it didn't happen. I don't know why, but like the ESPN play-by-play said no play. Didn't make sense to me.
That's wild.
Yeah, and then of course he ends with 4, and he had 4 with maybe 10 minutes or like with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And then the Eagles had like a 15-minute of play drive. So they got the ball back. Yeah, it was tough. And it's one of those things where like you play 2 plays a night, like both of them for 1 unit. And if that play hits, you're like, like it was plus money. I was like, I'm green for the day. Like I'm feeling good. And then it goes to down 2 units, like losing everything. It's just like the highs and lows. Like in the end of the year, all that stuff evens out. Like you have good beats, you have bad beats, but in the individual moment, it means everything.
Yep. That Johnny Munt pass interference call might be the might be the bad beat for this week because
bad beat of the day.
I can see us losing by this 60 yards that we don't have now, and the Texans are not moving the ball at all.
Oh wow, they took out Herbert. That's what someone just texted me.
Oh wow. So he's hurt.
He must be.
I don't know why you play him in this game. I mean, they better have activated Taylor Heineke, because if you're rolling Easton Stick out there, what are you doing?
I think it
Titans
is. I think it is Heineke.
It's got to be Heineke. You can't. Hang on. I'm seeing a game update here on one of my screens. Herbert got sacked. Yeah, Herbert got sacked in the game.
Oh, the Titans just scored.
Yep.
Hopefully that meant Tony Pollard did something.
Yeah, Herbert can't walk. Well, he is walking, but he's limping bad. He should not be out there.
Flag that.
So hey, let's talk. This is the in-game opportunities we're looking for here.
True. Yeah. That's a good point.
You've got the Steelers right now, and now we see the number just absolutely plummeting here. But we've still got some 2.5s. ESPN bet has 2.5 minus 120 out there right now. And that's really the best thing that we're going to be getting in the market. Let's take a look to the money line. You've got some minus 160s, minus 150s out there. But yeah, this is one of those spots. If I could grab something, bookmakers got 2.5 minus 132. ESPN bet is definitely the place to be getting this down right now. We're getting DraftKings going to the minus 3.5 now on the Steelers.
So people, this market's getting steamed.
Yeah, like this is these are the numbers coming in right now on everything.
Yeah, that's. I mean, this is like, I mean, the better play is to obviously take the Steelers, but this just screams a game that they lose on a last second field, like because of some Justin Fields shenanigans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's also the Chargers, and the Chargers do love to charger. That's
true, but does Jim Harbaugh reverse the Chargers curse? You know what I mean? Like, the unstoppable object meets an immovable force.
An unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with here between the Chargers and Harbaugh.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, credit to him so far. He's been good with that team. Not that he hasn't had success everywhere he's gone. Yeah, Can I interest you in Texans plus 20.5?
Yeah. I mean, is that game just going to stay a blowout? You're not getting some terrible juice on that. And 17.5 elsewhere. Oh my God.
I'd be tempted to go the other way if it wasn't for the fact that like the difference between 20.5 and 17.5 is not that negligible.
Because like how many field goals are they going to kick? Because it takes you from 3 scores to 3 scores.
Yeah. Caleb Williams is just like, this isn't even on the offensive line. Caleb Williams is just holding the ball forever.
Yeah, he's missing dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yet still cash is over.
That's all that matters. So I wonder if Herbert just like re-aggravated his ankle. I'm guessing is what happened.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, especially from what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, sprained ankle is not.
Yeah,
it's not surprised to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Saints have blocked the Philadelphia Eagles punt.
Unfortunately, saw that.
How are you feeling, Matt? How are you feeling?
I feel vindicated because I thought the Eagles should have fired Nick Sirianni after last year. The death sentence of a football team is when you retain the head coach but fire the coordinators.
Yeah.
Like find me one example where that worked out, where you literally fired both. Like I can think of, it didn't work with Dan Quinn. He did that with the Falcons. And there's another one that I love to point to that I can't remember, but where like you can't keep the head, like if your team's bad enough or whatever enough to fire both coordinators, then the head coach has got to go. The head coach has got to go too.
I absolutely agree with that. That being said, I like the coordinators you guys brought in. Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore, give me that. And look at the stats here. 284 yards for this Eagles offense. 89 for the Saints. The score's 3-0 going into the fourth.
Yeah, quarter. The reason why they can't score Hurts. I mean, the Hurts turnover in the end zone, that's on Hurts. Hurts turnover, fumble, that's on Hurts. But like, it's just very inconsistent fourth down usage. You know, they're sometimes really like, I don't know, like it feels like he just flips a coin and is like, okay, this time I'll go for it. Like there's no consistency and it kind of feels like that. Like the team doesn't necessarily know. And they're like some some stupid penalties like illegal procedure, illegal man downfield. Like some of that stuff has just got to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
And that's 100% on the coach.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is one of the only close games that we've got here, although the Titans have clawed back. They're now down 13 points. And that becomes an interesting one to look at. Like, how much do you trust the Titans to keep coming back? Because there are some 9.5s lurking out there. Now, granted, we're down 13, not 14, so that number does become a little bit more of a factor, but still.
Yeah, with the field goal.
Mm-hmm. The Eagles stop Alvin Kamara out of the Wildcat.
Yeah, that was wild. Wild out of the Wildcat. All right, I'm going to go dial in for the fourth quarter. I'm going to go.
All right, sir. It has been an absolute pleasure having you. Thank you so much for coming and chilling with me and killing these third quarters for us, because we are hitting the end of the third quarter for some of these games, which means we're going to be coming up on the witching hour here. But tell people where they can find you, Matt.
Yeah, appreciate you for having me. Find me at my handle you see on the screen here at Jedi Modai. Anything you want to find regarding my work, it will be posted to Twitter. So I'd say go ahead and find me there. But yeah, no, I appreciate you having me, and we'll do this again in the future.
Absolutely. We're going to have to bring on the third member of the Kuba Troop, as we got to get Dan Kuba on one of these shows while he still can before baby number 2 arrives.
Yeah, and I think he's on the witching hour for baby. So it might be tough to get that. But yeah, again, appreciate you for having me, and yeah, we'll chat soon. Soon.
Absolutely, sir. All right, take care. And in the meantime, I'm going to have to start going with the rest of this ghost and get us here on the rest of this broadcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and if you're in the chat, say hi, hop in. Let's talk. Let's have a good time here and talk about what's going on in these games as we go around the horn. Let's take a look at the total markets here as we continue on. Pre-game comparison here. We got 7-3 in the Colts Bears game, which is not great. We are well behind the pace for our total of 43 in this one. But some games that could be getting interesting here. New York Giants versus Cleveland Browns, 21-7 with a total of 38 pre-flop. You're only 10 points away, and we have 2 quarters of football to play. If the Browns can come back, we're obviously going to sail over that number. If they cannot, can the Giants keep pouring on points and get us there? It's one of those low total games, but I don't think people were expecting the Giants to be the ones scoring the points in that one. The Green Bay Packers and the Tennessee Titans are playing our highest scoring game of the day right now. It is 14-27 there, and we have sailed over our total of 37 in that one. The Malik Willis believers vindicated on this one here. We also have the Eagles-Saints game. I don't think we're getting to this total of 49 in this one. Call me crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It would be an absolutely wild final quarter of football to get us there. The Chargers-Steelers game, we're at 20 points, and we need 20 more, but we only have one more quarter to do it. It's 3 scores, which can happen in a quarter. That one's one that a sneaky game to maybe look at, but doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get there at the end of the day here. And the Vikings-Texans game, you need the Texans to start putting up some points. We need this to become a shootout for a lot of things, including our props. If you are here on the Unabated Cinematic Universe here, the Unabated Expanded Universe of the Derek Carty Show on Friday, we love Sam Darnold this week and need him to keep passing the ball, which the Vikings obviously have no intent to do if this score stays as a blowout. So we're going to keep an eye on that game. And last but not least, the Broncos and the Buccaneers, same deal here, except no one was the same deal as the Giants-Browns game, 20-7 instead of 21. But this was not the team that people were expecting to be pouring on the points. We could all of a sudden start getting there. All we need is 2 scores from 2 scores. If Tampa can make this a game again, this one is one that's definitely to watch right on the number right now. And as we see, going over to the live in-game totals, you see this one is right around there. Pre-game number of 40.5. Our in-game number is 42 right now, down to 37.5 on this Texans game. Chargers, this one's all the way down to 30 points, but Eagles Saints is down to 15.5. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think we get 2 scores in this final quarter? I'm tempted to believe that we do. Of all the bets that I could place, 13, 14.5, 15.5 here is definitely one that I would be looking at. You've got the Eagles on 4th and 1, something that used to be, or the Saints are on 4th and 1, and they are measuring right now. But can we really get 2 scores in that game? I'd be inclined to think so, just with the way that the Eagles have been playing and putting up the yardage. It's the Saints that haven't really been. So that's one that I would definitely be that's one that I'm definitely considering here. I like that total to go over. And then woof, we are sailing we are sailing here in the Packers Titans game. In-game total of 53s, 51s available. But this is one that's just so tough as Caleb Williams throws another interception for the Bears, and it's going to be Colts ball around midfield. Meanwhile, here, Justin Herbert is, in fact, on the sideline, and the Chargers have been moving backwards. Rather, they've been allowing the Steelers to move forwards here. And if you got that 3.5 spread number, good on you, because that is definitely not going to be there much longer. We've still got some 4.5s and 5.5s around. But this is probably where I'd be interested in looking when it comes to the spread market here, because Pittsburgh is driving to go into the end zone right now. It is 10-10 at the end of the third quarter in this one. And quite frankly, those are the two that I would be looking to. I would be looking to a bet on the over in the Eagles-Saints game and the Steelers here, because they're the only ones that are really going to be moving the ball the rest of this game. I do not trust the Chargers to get us there. All right. And meanwhile, we keep looking around. We keep looking around for more things that we can possibly bet on here. And the Texans, man, this is a game well worth watching out for. Let me know in the chat what you guys are watching. Who would have thought Bo Nix would have more yards than Jaleel McLaughlin? 11 yards at halftime and 0 cents. Bro, I thought we were cruising with those 11 yards. I thought we were cruising to victory on this one. I am very mad about this. I'm also going to drop this chat real quick in the Unabated Discord just for the prop markets here. All right. So we are back. We are back with it here. Just had to drop that in the Discord there, and let's see what's going on. Looks like there was a fumble in the Titans-Packers game, and the Titans were able to recover it. Yeah, Titans. Jansen Webb saying same. I'm glad you're with me here, Jansen. Really appreciate you being there. Yes, there was a fumble, and the Titans receiver literally just the ball popped out of his hand. No one touched him, and he just let the ball go. But he did get it back. So the Titans still driving here, and quite frankly, this one becomes a game if the Titans can put it into the end zone here. Derek Carty in the Discord sweating it out, talking about how we have the Sam Darnold sweat. We are on Sam Darnold watch here, but we desperately need the Vikings to start putting up some, the Titans to start Texans. There we go. Third time's the charm. Texans to start putting up some points here. All right. Meanwhile, we've got some driving going on in the Eagles game. No, we don't. The Eagles are on their own 25. But it is 2nd and 4, and they are trying to move the ball here. And they have had 300 yards of offense in a game where they have 0 points and are losing 3-0. But they did get a first down. Johnny Munt for the Vikings there has had 3 chances since that OPI call, and he has not converted any of them, which is absolutely brutal for us. Right read, wrong result here, as the Buccaneers look to be backed up again. Oh boy. Yeah, Buccaneers. The Broncos are in the red zone and looking to score yet again in this one, man. Oof. As the Texans are finally putting a drive together here. Texans are now into the red zone. They're down to the 13 of the Vikings. 21-0 the score there. 4:45 left in the third, and the Texans going in for the score here. Unless CJ Stroud gets hit in the backfield again, but he doesn't. He's able to get that pass off. Texans continue driving, and I've called them the Titans every single time I've talked about them on the stream today. Meanwhile, Steelers going to be settling for a field goal here for the Boz. We'll see if they can take the lead in this one, and it looks like they do. All right, they take the lead there, and let's compare some of these in-game numbers as we come around, because now you've got this 3.5. Can the Steelers score more points before the end of the game? Getting a lot of plus money on it. That's the trick with these. I also the Eagles. The Eagles are down to +2.5 in this one. Man, they've been moving the ball. I want to bet on the positive regression of the fact that this team's just had bad red zone luck. I don't know. That's just how I feel about the situation, but that's what I like to look at when it comes to these particular scenarios. And it looks like the Texans have gotten into the end zone. So there we go. That is big for us and the Vikings passing game because we desperately need this game script to stay positive for Sam Darnold. Oh, we have an injury. We have an injury in the Eagles game, and it does not look like a good one. Someone had their helmet pop off here. If anyone's watching that Eagles game in particular, I don't have the sound on or anything. I don't think it was Jalen Hurts, but it looked like somebody went down hard and had their helmet pop off after a hit. As meanwhile, the Colts cannot move the ball. It's quite impressive, to be honest with you. Oh, it was Smith. It was Devonta Smith. Jansen just absolutely killing it as the MVP here. As Trevor Lawrence or Will Levis just continues getting absolutely clobbered here as the Titans turn the ball over again and the Packers are going to take over. Titan, he got hit hard, fumbled, and that was the play there. Hit hard, fumbled, Packers recover. All right. Let's take a look at some Circa Survivor sweats here. Why don't we do that? Jansen Webb said, I wouldn't say that, just a degenerate gambler. And Philly breaks off a TD run. I told you. This Philly team. This is what I was feeling. I liked me some Philly, and we got us some Philly. All right. Let's take a look at Survivor Watch here. Because as usual, we have a highly picked team that everybody is going to be sweating coming down the wire here. So we had the Bengals picked the most here. 25% of the field, myself included. They're going to be tomorrow. As it was Saquon, by the way, who got that long touchdown run there for the Eagles. And they take the lead. So Matt Modi is happy. He just had to get off the stream, and that's all he needed. The Browns, that is what everybody is sweating right now. We are on major Survivor sweat here when it comes to the Browns in the land because, oh, man, things are not looking good over there. Things are not looking good in Cleveland right now. And then the Bucks too. This could be both. This could be both of 2 and 3 being taken out here in this game. That could be quite horrible for some people. As for some reason, YouTube TV does not want to list out the Giants game for me. Make it make sense, guys. All right, there we go. Now I've got everything up on my screen. I've got the dual octo. I've got the octo box going on my setup here. But yeah, let's take a look at some more of these. The Browns and the Bucks are obviously the ones that are most watching right now. 11% is already safe with the Jets. And then everyone else, 54 people picked the Titans. 54 people are not happy right now. 54 people are going to be going home very disappointed in that one. Steelers doing okay. There's one guy who picked the Chargers. He's sweating. The people who picked the Vikings are feeling dang good right now. And the Texans did not get picked, which was probably smart by people. But shout out to the Giants here. This could be another bloodbath week, folks. We could be losing even more people. And then if the Bengals go out tomorrow night, well, I'm out. But everybody else is too. This could be a very, very wild finish to this season with Circa Survivor. I mean, just if every week has a major bloodbath here, how do you navigate all of those minefields? You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, checking out some of these games going on, checking out what we're dealing with here. The Eagles now minus 3 points. So if you could have gotten them +3 before, if you got the +3.5 before, you were feeling really good because you are still in business still in business, even if the Saints score a touchdown. Not that it would have mattered if you had the +3 anyway, because someone needs to win the game, unless, of course, there's a tie. But oh no. Oh, terrible for us here. Sam Darnold has gone down with an injury. I really hope it's just a cramp, but it looks like he is limping. Okay. He's limping. Two Nickels in the chat here. What's up? Two Nickels saying Darnold might be hurt. He's limping, but looks like he's walking under his own power. It looks like a rolled ankle. It doesn't look like anything too serious, but he just got clipped there. But oh boy, this is one that bears watching. Please be okay, Sammy. We're bringing out our votives here. We're bringing out the Darnold Funko for this one. We need the good buck. We need the good buck in the background here with us as we cheer this one on. On the ground last I saw, and Mullins getting loose. Yeah, he is still down on the ground here. I've got this game pulled up right now. He's got the helmet off. They're looking at the knee area. They're looking at the left knee. So we really don't like to see that. Oh man, that would be absolutely brutal for this Vikings team and for Darnold. I would absolutely hate to see this. But that is by far the thing that we're going to be looking at most here. That would really, really put a damper on some things. Guys, I'm going to check in here. Man, Jaleel McLaughlin, 11 yards rushing in the first half. His number was at 20.5. He's at -4 in the second half. This blows. You're up 23-7. Run the ball with your backup running back, please. As the Giants punt, Browns are going to get the ball to start their drive. Indy cannot move the ball to save their lives. Seriously incredible here. Bucks destroying my survivor chances. Huck Finn, I am sorry to hear that, man. That is a very, very tough one. Yeah, fingers crossed here indeed for the Sam Darnold. Let's hope he comes back in this one. And you know what? Let's go to Wong teaser watch because we had some Wong candidates this week. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to check on how those are doing. Because we realistically had 6 teams that were viable Wong candidates here. We had the Eagles sitting at +8.5, currently cashing. We had the Vikings +7.5, currently cashing. Chargers +8.5, currently cashing. Bears +7.5, currently cashing. And then it's Cowboys and Bengals who are not playing at the moment. But so far, every leg of the Mega Wong teaser working right now. The Mega Wong teaser for the week, which I hope maybe you placed, maybe you didn't. As Deshaun Watson is dancing around there, and there's a flag, and he runs out of bounds. And Darnold is back. We have a Sam Darnold sighting, which is thank God. Sam Darnold back in the game. There is relief in the there's relief in the Discord. Two Nickels also feeling relieved here. There's so much excitement, it's crashing my feed of the Vikings game. But Darnold is slinging. Sammy Darnold is back, and hopefully they will keep slinging the rock here because what we would really love is just for them to get to their own 20. Just, Texans score again. I've done it every single time. This is wild. Texans score. Oh, Darnold is very much back in the game, and he is throwing. He is moving. Okay. Darnold looking okay. Thank God. He is moving around. Man, I love Sam Darnold. I love him so much. He's such a good. I actually met him right after he got drafted. I met him at a club in Vegas, and nicest dude. I was like, hey man, oh, here's our bomb. Here's our bomb. And Jalen Naylor, that's going to cash the Jalen Naylor overs for us. And Sam Darnold throws another big touchdown pass there. Let's go. Let's go. Slinging Sammy Darnold throws a very long one. And there's a flag. I hate everything. There is a flag on the Vikings. Oh, this is cruel. This is just cruel. That cashed an over for us. And was more Sam Darnold yards, bro. I hate it here. There's a 30-yard touchdown pass. Well, hopefully you can just do it again. God. All right, Bucks are looking pretty cooked here. It is 3rd and 7. What is this team going to do? Baker Mayfield drops back to pass, down 23-7, and they dump it off well short of the sticks. It's going to be 4th down and 3 there. Meanwhile, Eagles game, nothing going on there right now. As on 3rd and 14, Sam Darnold throws one that's going to go just under the sticks, but I hope they go for this. They're going to kick the field goal, though. But Sam Darnold be slinging this ball. That's a catch. That is absolutely a catch for the Vikings. Oh, I'm so mad about that Jalen Naylor catch. That might be something that comes back to haunt us. Colts driving to put one up and take us out of teaser territory here. Colts at the 5 on 1st and goal, and Anthony Richardson plows ahead to the 2. And they're going to take us out of Bears teaser range. So we're going to need the Bears to start putting some offense together here. Meanwhile, Steelers continuing to move the football. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm taking some Steelers live. If I can grab this at Caesars real quick, where it's 3.5 at -110. Yeah, I'm still getting some 3.5 -115 here. All right, I'm in with some Steelers. FanDuel's got a better number. Shoot. Okay, if you can get the 3.5 plus 104 at FanDuel, that's where I would go on this. But the Steelers do be looking pretty good here. They are driving. Meanwhile, the Saints working on this one. All right, sorry, just had to update my bet stamp there. But let's see. Colts have made it into the end zone. The Colts have pushed us out of teaser territory. Switch back. Oh my God, don't tell me I've been on the circus screen the whole time. Guys, I am so sorry. Mr. Corey, Texas, thank you so much. I can't believe I was on the circus screen that whole time. I thought I was on the unabated screen. That's a whoopsie on my part. Appreciate you, Corey. Appreciate you on that one. As the Steelers have just gone to 9.5. So I think I got the right end of the number there. Yes, there is a touchdown in the Steelers game. And boom. The Steelers have now taken the Chargers out of Wong territory as well. The Chargers were at 8.5, so that's not great. But Calvin Austin, I wonder if he's related to Tavon Austin. I wonder if anyone knows that. But Calvin Austin grabs a touchdown there. And yeah, there's not a ton of great games here, but there are a couple. The Eagles one in particular, although the Saints driving right now, but it is 2nd and 11. Derek Carr with a casual 9 for 17 for 62 yards. This game is so absurd. And it looks like there was a long break from the Broncos. Oh, we had a long rushing break from the Broncos here. Who's their number 23? I hope that's Jaleel. It's probably not. It's probably Williams. It is neither of them. Tyler Beatty with the 43-yard run. Derek Carty says, just what we don't need. Meanwhile, the Saints are only able to muster a field goal, so it is going to be, it is still going to be Eagles' lead, as the Bears are trying to drive right now. Bears are trying to drive. Packers are looking to drive and add more onto this lead. Derek Carty saying Beatty, the third stringer. Oh man, Derek, this is killing me. I thought we were all in the clear on the Jaleel McLaughlin. At least Bucky Irving's doing well. Bucky Irving cleared his in the first quarter, so he had something there. And meanwhile, it is Beatty running. Nope, that's not Beatty now. Are we finally getting some run for Jaleel McLaughlin, or is this still? It is Beatty. Bro, this is ridiculous. Anything to not give Jaleel McLaughlin the ball right now. Giants going to punt from their own end zone. I feel really good if the Chargers could put at least something together. McLaughlin carries over 5.5, 2 nickels. This is brutal. DT plus the points. Without a shadow of doubt, the QB NFL is at a low I don't believe we have ever seen. Is absolutely horrible. I mean, yeah, we were spoiled for the entire first half of this century. Like, we were watching gods, DT. We were watching gods out there every week. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning in just these prime duels. You had Drew Brees. You had Aaron Rodgers in his prime. You had, you had the triumvirate of Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, and Ben Roethlisberger all playing quarterback. We saw Kurt Warner for a while. I mean, we saw Joe Flacco and Matt Ryan put up insane seasons. It's just even the floor felt so much higher. Like Eli Manning would go and he would just put on these incredible playoff runs after not being a good quarterback all season long. And it's just different now. We haven't had that same replacement as the Vikings kick a field goal here on 4th and 3, 24-7 in that one. We really need we really need Darnold to keep slinging it. Again, have the Texans score and then just break one immediately. Let's just get a short pass that gets broken off for Sam Darnold and gets us where we need to be. All right. We got to check in on the Chargers here because this is a game that's on Wong Watch. We got the Wong report here, and down goes the quarterback. Doesn't look like Justin Herbert. I can't tell if that's a 10 or not on my screen just yet. But the Chargers get sacked, and they're going to be in a long second down. Yeah, this is not Justin Herbert in at quarterback anymore. It's number 8. I think that's Heineke. It could be Stick. It's Heineke. I don't like these Chargers uniforms I don't like the number on the helmet. That's my hot take here. As Heineke now deals a 2-yard dump-off pass on 2nd and 20. Vibes are at an all-time low with the Chargers here, people. All-time low. Meanwhile, Saquon has broken out a big one here. And I think that was a replay of an earlier play because it was. Still 7-6 in the Eagles-Saints game here. 9:49 to play. Try having over 30 in Bucks Broncos, and it's 20-7 at the half. No, over 39. Oh, man. Don't tell me. Bucks Broncos. Come on, you need one more score here. You can absolutely get that. We got some garbage time going on here for the Bucks. I need to blow my nose so bad. Meanwhile, the Bears driving. This is a game that is on Wong Watch here. The two games that we're watching for Wong Watch right now, we've got Chicago and we have the Chargers. And Chicago was driving. It was first down. They ran a reverse. It didn't work. They lost 10 yards. Cool. Cool. Chargers, 4th and 24. They are punting away. Jim Harbaugh is not out charging the Chargers here. Five minutes left in the fourth. You're down by 2 scores, but it's 4th and 24, and they had to punt it away. That's absurd and obscene. Caleb Williams on 2nd down for the Bears. He finds some space, and I think that's Rome Odunze who makes it a manageable 3rd down. No, it's DeAndre Swift who makes it a manageable 3rd down for them. Yeah, DT plus points needs a prevent D for the Broncos. Exactly. Just let them drive down the field and score in a managed way. That is what you're looking for. That is what you're looking for there. As the Bears are now officially driving forward. As this time Odunze is the one who gets the catch. That can be a big one for Wong Watch, but we need a Chargers score, which I do not believe we're getting. And also, if you got that 3.5 now, you get a little bit worried. As Joe Alt goes down as well, and he has been a sensation so far at tackle for the Chargers. That really sucks if he's hobbling around. Texans have not waved the white flag yet. They're down 24-7, but CJ Stroud in there still trying to do something. It's not a huge blowout. It's Deshaun Watson making a big play and running around. He's trying to get the Browns back in this game right now. They are down to the 8-yard line in the 4th quarter here. And the Eagles are trying to drive as Dallas Goedert breaks off a big one. And man, the Derek Carr regression game is hitting hard here. The Eagles should be up by a lot more in this one. Make no mistake. Will Levis is sacked again in the Packers game, and this man, he's clearly done at this point. He's just like, are you kidding me? 3rd and 19. And the Browns have scored. The Browns have scored to make it 21-14 in that game. As Baker Mayfield and the Bucks are still trying. But oh man, the Steelers are driving assault this game away right now. That's what the Steelers are doing, and that's going to take us out of the Wong teaser zone for the Chargers, and I don't think they're going to get back into it. Ideally, we'd get a field goal on this drive and then a garbage time touchdown so we can win everything. Oh, no, and CJ Stroud throws an interception. And so now the Vikings really, really don't have an incentive to pass the football. DT plus the points. Oh, dear God, I see it coming. Bucks going to score to make it 26-13, and then they're going to go for 2. Oh, no. Oh, please. Okay, well, at least you'd be sitting on 39, but you're right. They're going to go for 2 in that situation, aren't they? Oh, boy. DT, we're watching this one for you. We're watching this one with intent for you. Yeah, the Vikings are not passing the football. This is a problem for us. Darnold's going to lead the league in passing touchdowns. But he is not going to lead the league in passing yards this week, which sucks for us. Oh, as the Eagles miss a field goal here, it's going to be 7-6. This game's going to remain at 7-6. Oh, man. Eagles miss a field goal to put it up to a 4-point game. Instead, it's still going to be a 1-pointer here. All right, real quick. I got to run and blow my nose. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. What are we looking at here? Indy gets called for encroachment. Zaire Franklin, Syracuse legend, but the Bears are down. The Bears are down at the 3-yard line here. Again, this is a big one for the long watch. Meanwhile, the Steelers are just driving to end this game. They're driving to end this game. Mr. Corey, Texas Browns were down 14, got a TD, went for 2, and got it. Is that common in that situation? Yes. The math absolutely says go for the 2 when you're down 14, because the logic is you want the chance to win the game there with the chance to get the 2-point conversion on the second one if you fail. So, you still have a chance to go for the top. Basically, you need to score 2 touchdowns anyway. And so you want to go for the win where you also have the option to go for the tie. As Rome Odunze on my fantasy bench, not that anybody cares, has a touchdown on the day now. And yeah, that's going to be a guy I got to play going forward more. But it puts the Bears back in the Wong zone for us, ladies and gentlemen. Now we just need the Chargers to get their heads out of their keisters and please, please, please make a play. But the Bears have put us back in the Wong zone. We love that. Meanwhile, first and goal for the Vikings, who are just running the football now. Yeah, we ain't getting the passing yards we need. We would need nothing short of a miracle. Saints driving now. 5 minutes to play. The Matt Modi sweat is on as Alvin Kamara crosses his over prop rushing on this play. As the Saints are driving to try and win this football game. 5 minutes to play, down 7-6 at midfield. And Darius Slay is hurt bad on the bench. Let's see here. Let's tune into DT's sweat because the Bucks have 3rd and goal. Mr. Corey says they only seem to do it in the 4th quarter. Yeah, that's when you're most commonly going to see it. And you don't have that many possessions left. I think it is the 4th quarter. Oh no, Mr. Corey, the Bucks are picked and the Broncos run it back, but only to midfield. Oh, DT, I am so sorry. Oh, DT. I am so sorry. There is the 2-point attempt for the 2-point attempt for the Bears goes incomplete. So it's going to be 14-9 in that game, which I get. But Baker Mayfield just no, Baker Mayfield didn't throw a pick. The ball is stripped out of the tight end's hands. Oh man, Cade Otton just has the ball knocked out. And the Broncos scoop it up and go all the way back to midfield. So now maybe you're hoping for one the other way and you just get the 7. Sam Darnold with 3rd and goal here is going to pass it to the end zone. And it looks like Johnny Munt is going to grab a reception for us. A little too late, but he's going to get the touchdown out of it. Sam Darnold is going to lead the league in touchdown passes this week, but is not going to lead the league in passing yards. This is rough. But maybe we finally get some Jaleel McLaughlin work here from the Broncos. No, we're just going to the third stringer instead. Bro, I hate this team right now. Slinging Sammy Darnold, though. Slinging Sammy Darnold. The Browns did, in fact, get that 2-point conversion. It is a 6-point game as Daniel Jones is moving the ball a little bit here on 3rd and 12, though, and he only gets to midfield. It only gets halfway where he needs to go. So Browns are going to take over. 10 minutes to play, so it's not like it's just a chance to win it, but they're going to have a chance to take the lead here. Begging the Broncos to play Jaleel McLaughlin at all. Meanwhile, coming back here on the Steelers game, charge of the team keeping us out of the Wong zone right now. And the Steelers are at the 20. It's 2nd and 7 from the 23. Two Nichols saying the early slate is rough this week. It is, as the Steelers are going to get another first down, and they're getting closer to the end zone here. Yeah, they're down to the 1, and this is going to be all she wrote for the chances of the Chargers getting the Wong teaser there for us. That's going to kill that one. Giants are punting here, so the Browns are going to have a chance. That punt goes out of the back of the end zone. We really don't have that many great games coming down to the wire here. The only ones that are good are the Bears-Colts game, and that's not good. It's just incredibly bad. And Eagles-Saints, which is everyone expected this to be the game of the week and to be the close contest. They did not expect 7-6. The early slate is rough for excitement this week. We are starved for some attention here. A goal line stand from the Chargers would be quite big. As the Saints are rolling downfield now. Saints are rolling downfield looking to score and get the lead in this one and maybe get the win late. As the Chargers game is officially going to come to an end here. They're not going to get us into the Wong zone, but the Pittsburgh Steelers win that game 20-10, and that is our first final of the day. And Pittsburgh goes to 3-0 on the season. Wow. Pittsburgh going to go to 3-0 on the season, which is truly incredible. As Alvin Kamara now looks like he's hurt. He is holding his chest. We don't love to see that. Alvin Kamara now hurt down there for the Saints. Pat Jablonski saying the Steelers have knelt it out. Ian H, it's giving game flow. I'm feeling sick if my Eagles plus 2.5 loses. Yeah, you're gonna feel pretty sick on that one, but I think you might get screwed there, Ian. Meanwhile, the Browns could come back and win this game because we have a survivor sweat going on here. I'm sorry. I forgot about this. We absolutely have a survivor sweat going on with this Browns game right now. And the Bucs are simply cooked. Yeah, the Bucs have lost. We are down one team there, and I promise I'll remember to switch back this time. But we are already down the Bucs. The Browns, this is the sweat. This is the sweat for the week right here. We have had one each game so far. And then those are absolutely the big ones that we got to watch out for. But this could be another nightmare as there's a fumble for the Browns and the Giants might have the football. It looks like there wasn't a clean handoff here. And the refs are saying it's Giants ball. Oh, massive play there for the Giants. And just as we started talking about the survivor sweat is now officially on. Yet the survivor sweat officially on here now for the Browns, down 21-15, and the running back just dropped the football. Not a clean handoff, just dropped the football, and the Giants managed to jump on it. Wow. So that is some absolutely huge divine intervention here and could take yet another team out. Could take yet another team out of the survivor. We'll see if Daniel Jones can do his thing. Daniel Jones' thing, by the way, usually being turn the ball over, but right now Giants are driving. And by the way, the Browns, the elf on the field, man, I'm sorry if anyone's here and is a big Browns fan, you don't deserve to win games when you have an elf. That is the least intimidating center field mascot I have seen. As the Saints do get into the end zone here, Saints get the touchdown. Or maybe they don't. Something happened. The Saints got the ball back. My bad. I missed out on this game here. Or maybe nope. I'm just crazy. Chris Olave has just scored. If these two survivor entries get knocked out, Mr. Corey says, is this uncharacteristically devastating? I mean, I'd have to think this is the worst bloodbath that we've ever seen. And the Bengals play Monday night, so we could still see it. But the Saints, by the way, 12-7 is the score. They do not get the 2-point conversion, so they're going to kick it away here now, up 5. In other words, is that the norm? I don't think this is the norm. We've seen some rough survivor weeks. Last year was very rough, but last year was rough through 2 weeks. To lose so many of the top picks 3 straight weeks in a row would be absolutely absurd. And if Andy Dalton and the Panthers come out and beat the Raiders, you're looking at some interesting stuff going on there. Like that could totally happen. And then what happens if Washington comes up and beats the Bengals? We're going to lose 2 of the top 4 this week. One is already safe with the Jets, but then, man, that Bengals game, I'm starting to get scared. As the Bucs are officially eliminated and off the board here. Bucs officially cooked. And so that is going to knock out another 667 players. Wow. But yeah, Corey, I don't think that is the norm when it comes to this stuff. Giants on 3rd and 8 can't convert. Browns are going to get another chance. In this one. This is a big survivor sweat. Meanwhile, Chicago here. Oh, Caleb Williams fumbles the football. He got hit from behind as he was throwing. Looks like he was winding up to throw it, but his arm was not moving forward. Refs are very clearly indicating this is Colts ball, and we are in the long danger zone once again. Not really Caleb Williams' fault. He just didn't feel the pressure from the backside. That is absolutely a fumble. Caleb Williams' arm was not coming forward. I had trouble with the Unabated Survivor tool because I picked absolute garbage teams and they were not in the list provided. I mean, I hope you're still alive, but you should be able to pick absolutely anyone if you want to on the tool. Captain Jack says second place is last place in Survivor, so yes, devastating. Yeah, but I think that in terms of just what he's talking about, of just the absolute bloodbath and carnage that we've had so far, as the Colts are right down there, so they are going to be they're going to be very much in territory to take us out of Wong teaser range, which means we're going to need another Bears garbage time touchdown here. And meanwhile, the Giants are going to have a chance to come out, or the Browns are going to have a chance to come out and win this game, as the Bears are trying to hold strong here. Bears trying to hold strong. The Browns have the ball on their own 20. They begin this drive with 5 minutes to play, a chance to win the game down by 6. The Eagles, meanwhile, trying to drive as well. We're heading into the witching hour here, folks. We are headed into that zone. The Eagles are trying to drive now as they get started on 1st and 10. The clock is going to be running there in the 2-minute drill down by 5. If you think that the Eagles are going to win that game, you got some 4.5s lurking around out there. Plus 150, though. Meanwhile, Bears trying to hold strong here and keep him out of the end zone. Mr. Corey says still alive. Hey, we love to see it, man. We love to see it. Who did you have this week? Deshaun Watson, I was saying low-key dealing, but that ball is going to be, looks like a catch. This Bears goal line stand, very much Bears watching, no pun intended here, as it looks like he might have gotten into the end zone, but wow, that was just a wild play. They really did keep him out there. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1 as Minnesota bangs through a 58-yard field goal attempt. Wow, 34-7 in that one. Vikings, good. As all of these games are coming down to it right now, the Eagles 1st and 10 from the 40, and Jalen Hurts gets sacked. Minute 22 to play. Eagles desperately trying to mount a comeback and win this game, down 5 here, but it is not going well right now as they burn a timeout. Meanwhile, Bears versus Colts. This one is for Wong territory, and the Colts are going to finally get into the end zone on 3rd and goal there. It is going to be 21-9. So we need a Bears touchdown there to keep that one's Wong teaser alive. Mr. Corey says, I figured out the bet online and players only Survivor contests have negative overlay after the fact. Yes, they do. Yes. But I get why people enter Survivor over the millions. You know, it feels more possible. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying there's any math behind it. But from a consumer perspective, from a gut feeling, you feel like you have a better chance at that. All right, it is going to be 21-9 as the Green Bay Packers' first franchise win at Tennessee. That is wild. But the Packers win in Tennessee to beat the Titans. And let's take a look at some of these numbers here. Let's take a look at some of the pre-flop and see where we ended up. So, this game, Packers were 3-point dogs. Pat Jablonski saying Saints should have let him score. Yeah, they are down to the red zone here now. Mr. Corey says Buffalo and Seattle. I look for teams where only 1% pick them and they have no future value. That's a wise move. Saints should have let him score. How far behind am I? Huge Eagles play. Why am I this far behind? Oh, wow. Okay. Dallas Goedert there. Yep. Dallas Goedert's going to make it all the way up. Yep, Eagles are down to inside the 5 here. It's going to be first and goal. They're going to have a chance to win the game with a minute left. Giants, meanwhile, have the ball and are driving to try and ice this one. I'm still mad about the Sam Darnold stuff. We could have won big on him. He had 90 yards worth of penalties nullifying. He had 90 yards worth of passing nullified by penalties. But Houston is probably going to lose this game despite being 1.5 favorites. ENH stopping them 4 times is more likely than driving for the TD. I agree. I absolutely agree there. I would much rather be on the defensive side here than letting him score. As the Giants are simply not moving the ball. They're just trying to kill clock, and it is not working right now. The Texans, meanwhile, have benched CJ Stroud. I mean, they're just waving the white flag here. The backups are in. Nick Foles is in the game. General Davis Mills. God, that man's neck is huge. And Jansen saying Philly gets it in. Yes, they do. Philly has taken the lead, up 1, going for 2. Offsetting penalties here in the Bears game. And all right, we've got a chance here. Philly is going for 2. And they do get it. So it is going to be a 3-point game here. 1 minute left for Derek Carr and the Saints to make a drive downfield and at least kick a game-tying field goal. As the Bears are looking to try and start a drive here, they're up to their own 35. CJ Stroud or Caleb Williams dealing here as the Bears get it across with a Cole Kmet catch. They're over into Colts territory now. As the Giants kick a field goal, a 48-yard attempt to try and make it a 2-score game. They do not get it. Shankopotamus there on the kick. Not even close. And the Browns are going to have one more chance here. This is our survivor sweat. This is the survivor sweat of the day, ladies and gentlemen. This Browns-Giants game. Can the Giants hold on, pull off the upset, and make it another massacre here in week 3? As we're coming down on the witching hour, we end up with 2 good games to watch here because we've got the Eagles Saints. We've got Derek Carr with 1 minute left. He's going to have the ball after the touchback at the 30. 1 minute to try and drive and maybe force overtime or take the win. Meanwhile, the Browns, 3 minutes to play, 21-15. Second down, they're approaching midfield. Meanwhile, the Bears still barreling forward, trying to make this a game here. 21-9. They need 2 scores, and they only have 4 minutes. They don't know the meaning of urgency right now. They are going no huddle, but that's big for those with long teasers in play. An incompletion on 2nd 5 is going to make it 3rd and 5 from the 43 here for the Browns. Saints trying to get a drive together here. They get their first pass completion. Browns driving. Deshaun Watson waits in the pocket, uncorks a long one, and 2 receivers can't come up with it there on 3rd and 5. So it is going to be 4th and 5, and Amari Cooper is down, and he is slow to get up here as Derek Carr launches one deep downfield, and it looks like it's been picked. The Saints receiver really had to dive down to get it, but it appears that this ball or the Eagles safety really had to dive down to get it, but it looks like that's what it's going to be. And Derek Carr took a shot. This is the Derek Carr that we know and hate. But it really does look for all the world like that's a great pick by that safety there. Let's see, there's another angle. This is an interception. This is an interception. The Eagles are going to win that game. Yep. Yeah, the Eagles are going to hold on with 48 seconds left. Derek Carr gets absolutely mollywopped as he's uncorking a deep pass, and that one is going to be an interception for the Eagles. They're going to hold on and win this football game here. Which means that our last play, our last game that we're going to be really looking at here, we've still got some time left in this Vikings game right now. But really, the only game that's left that's of any actual interest to anybody is going to be, there's no way you can still get that 20.5 number out there, right? Like, there's no way. There's no way you can get that 20.5. I guess they're banking on it on a late touchdown here. Oh, as the Giants break it up on 4th down. So, ladies and gentlemen, we might be all wrapped up here. So the receiver just drops the pass. We have a booth review on the Eagles interception, but looks like the Browns are going to lose this game. Michael, morning, Thomas from Australia. Crazy ending to the Saints game. I couldn't find Jawan Johnson's stats as he didn't have a target. Do we still get paid? That is going to depend on if he played a snap or not. I believe he likely did. You should be good on your unders, but that is assuming that he has, at the very least, played in this game. So look for a couple more as the Giants are going to ice it here. Giants are going to ice it here. Devin Singletary stepping down at the 1 so he doesn't go into the end zone. But yes, check if he's played a snap. He's especially if he played. I mean, I can't imagine they didn't at least play in the game. So I think we might be good on those unders. As the Giants are going to get down to the 1 yard line and take the knee to get to the 2-minute warning. And ladies and gentlemen, the Circa bloodbath continues for week 3 here. Eagles taking the knee. Interception stands. Eagles take the knee. They win the game. And we are down to 2 games that matter. 2 games that matter for varying reasons here. The Bears are trying to get us back into Wong teaser territory, down 21-9. The Texans, with Davis Mills at quarterback, are trying to just score a garbage time touchdown. Does that garbage time touchdown mean anything to us? Let's look at the pregame numbers. Obviously doesn't mean anything on the spread, but we have something to talk about. We have some. No, Jansen Webb, I live bet the Giants at 7.5 at plus money. Oh, that's what you had to watch out for. Maybe they still get it here. But yeah, Michael's saying yes. This game absolutely has some meaning. Vikings versus Texans. This is why we do the betting red zone here. This game means nothing to anyone else, but we are sitting on 41 with a 46.5 in play here on the total. Can Davis Mills on 2nd and goal get us in? This is the beauty of gambling, friends. This is the beauty of the gamble right now. Let's see what's going to happen. Davis Mills slinging it. Oh, it's going to be 3rd and goal. Michael sweating this out. We are rooting for the under. Rooting for the under 46 in this one. I mean, do they kick the field? They don't kick the field goal. They got to go for it. Not that it matters. Here we go. Davis Mills trying to throw to the end zone. He's got a man, but he overshoots the wide open receiver. And it's going to be 4th down and goal. Just dribble it out. I agree. 52 seconds left. Just take the knee. Let it go. And wow, we are going to get the true bloodbaths here. And another interesting one there in the Giants-Browns game, we're on total watch here too, because the total was at 38. And we are sitting on 36 right now, but the Giants are in the V for victory formation. They're going to kneel it out and keep this game under the total as well. 4th and goal. Big moment here for Michael in particular. And Davis Mills, gets out of the sack, whips it, and it's going to be dropped. And the under stays alive. Michael, congratulations there. This is what a game for the unders, as there's a flag in the Bears game too, and that's really going to be the last thing that we have here. Good work, Michael. You get the ball back, and the Vikings are going to keep this one are going to keep this one under for you, as the Giants are going to kneel the ball out and the Browns are going to be done. And wow, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for these late games here. That is going to do it for us as well, I think. Bears and Colts is the only one that we have left, but we stay under in both Texans, Vikings, and Bears, Colts, and Giants, Giants, Browns. Bears, Colts, yeah, really, really staying under the total there. We're at 30. But wow. And the Survivor bloodbath continues. Woof. Oh, wow. Now, if the Raiders lose as well, man, it could just be a monster mayhem day. Only 3,800 people were alive coming into today, and 931 eliminated on the Browns. Almost a quarter of the field taken out on that play alone. Yeah, 24% there. And the Bucks also go down a 17%er. So 41% of the field taken out here. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for us here on the show. We'll be on long watch for this Colts-Bears game at the end here, but that is going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for being with me here once again. Might not be back next week. We will see. It is going to depend. How many seconds does each kneel down take off the clock? You've got about 2 to 3 seconds for the play, and then obviously the 40 seconds for the play clock. Jansen Webb saying, appreciate you, Thomas. Hey, thank you guys for being here. We'll have to roll in Derek or someone in a couple weeks here and start talking about some of our props as well, as the Giants beat the Browns 21-15. That game is going final right now as well. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. I am going to go and get myself a drink. I will see you guys of water. I'm parched. All right. I'll see you guys next week, maybe. And in the meantime, best of luck with the rest of your weekend. Best of luck with the afternoon slate. And let's cash some tickets. We'll see you next time, folks.